The NCAA March Madness tournament is one of the largest sporting events in the world. And if we're talking about numbers, it's ranked third, just behind the Super Bowl and the FIFA World Cup. I believe that March Madness is so popular because as soon as the tournament starts, everything goes out the window. Nothing matters that happened previously in the season, and it's one of the only winner-go-home tournaments. You have one game to make your mark on college basketball. You either move on, or for many top prospects in college, you're sent home, never to return, often choosing to join the NBA. Expecting the unexpected is a common theme for March Madness. Here in February, we can look back at the preseason top 25 and see how some of the predictions were way off. Mainly looking at you, Kentucky, Duke, and Kansas. There's always a handful of teams that far exceed expectations and arise as a dark horse heading into the pivotal home stretch of the season. Here's a look at some of the teams that could make some waves in the 2021 NCAA tournament. First one on the list is Ohio State. Starting the season ranked number 24, the Buckeyes ended up winning 16 games to 4 losses. Prior to the season, they were expected to be decent, but hardly a top 5 team, where they find themselves in this week's Ferris Mowers coaches poll. Ohio State has won 5 in a row in arguably the country's toughest conference, the Big Ten. The team's defeat of Iowa last week poses the argument for OSU to be worthy of a possible number 1 seed, should the currently projected top seeds falter. Next up on the list is Alabama. Nate Oates is running for National Coach of the Year for the job he's done with the Crimson Tide, who went 16-5 this season. Alabama is ranked number 25 in the preseason poll, but the program has exceeded expectations in the SEC with an 11-1 league record and is in line to earn a number 2 seed in the tournament. One thing this squad does well is shoot well from beyond the arc, ranking 10th nationally with 10.6 made three-pointers per game. And if some of their shooters get hot, this team could be a very dangerous team in the tournament. Next up, I have Missouri. Coach Kazuno Martin's team, with key defeats of Illinois, Oregon, Tennessee, and most recently, Alabama. The Tigers are 13-3 this season, and are positioned to secure a number 3 or number 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, based on that profile. Xavier Pinson and Drew Smith make up one of the most lethal backcourts in the country that could potentially help this team make a deep run into madness. Next on the list is Virginia Tech. The Hokies finished 14-4 this season and have significant wins over Villanova, Virginia, and Clemson, while staying in the ACC title race. They weren't considered to be contenders, as they were picked to finish 11th in the league back in November, but have used a sound defense ranking in the top 40 based on efficiency and a balanced offense with 6 players averaging 9 points or more. The Hokies have positioned themselves for a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. This team contains some of the most depth in the country, and depth goes a long way in the March Madness tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if they make some waves. And this leads me to my biggest dark horse team in the country, that many have already counted out due to recent collapses. Shaka Smart still hasn't won an NCAA tournament game at Texas. So expecting the Longhorns to make a postseason run may be too presumptuous for some, but it's absolutely within the realm of possibility. Recently, Shaka Smart and the Texas Longhorns men's basketball team were in trouble. A season that started with so much promise has been on a steady decline for weeks. Saturday's loss at home to Virginia after blowing a 19-point second-half lead was bad enough. Adding insult to injury, 2 of the Longhorns' top players got into an altercation during a timeout and had to be separated by coaches. Shaka Smart and the Texas Longhorns entered the 2020-2021 college basketball season with high expectations, with most of the starting lineup returning, including the top offensive weapons in Andrew Jones and Courtney Ramey, plus the addition of freshman sensation Greg Brown. Many predicted that the Longhorns had a shot to claim the Big 12 title and make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. Starting the season ranked number 19, the Longhorns impressed early, defeating Davidson, Indiana, and North Carolina to win the Maui Invitational Championship. After a loss to a tough Villanova squad at home, the Horns went on an impressive run, including a dominant 84-59 blowout win over then number 3 ranked Kansas Jayhawks at Allen Fieldhouse. That win propelled the Longhorns to number 4 in the polls in early January. After a couple of wins over Iowa State and West Virginia, Shaka Smart's squad had struggled mightily, losing 5 of its last 8 games. While it's easy to look at the Texas Longhorn season and just dismiss it as a team that fell apart, the team, like most other teams in the nation, endured a rough period when Shaka Smart and numerous players from the team tested positive for the coronavirus and missed action. During that stretch, the Longhorns played one game against rival Oklahoma, where the team only had 8 scholarship players available because multiple players sat out due to COVID protocols. Against the visiting number 13 ranked West Virginia Mountaineers, the number 12 ranked Texas Longhorns took a 19-point lead early in the second half. Then everything fell apart moments later when the team's leading scorers Andrew Jones and Courtney Ramey got into an altercation on the bench during a timeout, with teammates and coaches intervening to separate the pair. However, to me, this collapse could have varying effects on the team. Either we see a team full of cohesion and chemistry moving forward, or one that is hardly bearable to watch. And at the end of the day, it all falls on Shaka Smart's shoulders. This is truly a defining moment of his coaching career. Will he be able to lead the Longhorns and make a run in the NCAA tourney, or will they endure another first-round exit, ending the Shaka Smart era in Austin? When looking at the season, it truly seems that everything was working at the start. But when COVID protocols started happening and players started having to sit, the team lost some chemistry, which has shown to be detrimental to the team. However, with some time before the tournament, a supposedly great coach like Shaka Smart should be able to rein in his players. But anyways, guys, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the tournament unfolds. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe. Anyways, guys, see you next time. Deuces.